We're starting today with some tragic breaking news. At one of the world's biggest aviation events, a dazzling aerial display has just ended in disaster. A fighter jet has crashed at the Dubai Air Show, and in this explainer, we're going to break down everything we know right now. The Dubai Air Show, it's a huge deal. It's the global stage for the entire aerospace industry, where all the most cutting-edge tech is put on full display. But on November 21st, 2025, all that excitement was just shattered. A high-performance fighter jet went down during its demonstration flight.
So, to really get a handle on what happened, we need to look at this from a few different angles. We're going to cover the incident itself, what actually happened. Then we'll talk about the specific aircraft involved. And finally, we'll look at the official investigation that's already getting started.
All right, let's start at the beginning. Let's piece together the timeline of how this tragedy unfolded. Okay, so the Dubai Air Show was in full swing, everything's going as planned. Then, at about 2:10 p.m. local time, an Indian Air Force HAL Tejas fighter starts its big demonstration. But just moments into what was supposed to be a low-altitude performance, something went catastrophically wrong. The aircraft crashed near the airport, and you can imagine, emergency crews were on the scene almost immediately.
Okay, so let's just lay out the core facts here so we're all on the same page. The aircraft was a HAL Tejas fighter jet, operated by the Indian Air Force. The location, of course, was the Dubai Air Show. And tragically, the Indian Air Force has since confirmed that the pilot was killed in the accident. Eyewitness accounts and the first reports coming in painted a really grim picture. This one quote really captures the immediate aftermath. Thick, black smoke was seen rising from the crash site. Just imagine seeing that, a column of thick, black smoke just marking the spot, signaling an absolutely devastating end to what should have been an incredible aerial display. Now, to really understand the full significance of this, we need to take a closer look at the aircraft itself. Because the HAL Tejas, well, it's not just any fighter jet. The HAL Tejas is a massive point of national pride for India. This is the country's own indigenously developed light combat aircraft, built by Hindustan Aeronautics Limited. It really represents a huge step in India's efforts to build a completely self-reliant defense and aerospace industry.
So why was the Tejas even in Dubai? Well, it wasn't just another participant in the show. It was there as a kind of ambassador for India's technological prowess. Its whole mission was to perform one of these really demanding aerial demonstrations on a global stage to show off its agility and power to potential international partners and rivals. So once the site was secured, the focus immediately shifted from rescue to recovery and investigation. So what happens next in a situation like this? What's the protocol? Right away, a pretty formal process kicks into gear. First, the emergency crews have to secure the scene to make sure no evidence is contaminated. Then, you get the official confirmation from the Indian Air Force, which we've had. And the next critical step is ordering a formal court of inquiry to figure out exactly what caused the crash. Now, it's really important to note that while the investigation is literally just beginning, authorities have been quick to stress there is no evidence right now suggesting foul play or sabotage. The focus for now remains on a technical and procedural investigation. And that, of course, brings us to the central question on absolutely everyone's mind. So, what caused the crash? What went so wrong during that flight? Answering that question is now the sole focus, the entire mission of that court of inquiry. You've got investigators who will be sifting through every single piece of data, every piece of debris, and they'll be looking into several key areas to piece together the chain of events that led to this tragedy.
So, what are they looking for? Well, they'll be exploring several key possibilities. Was it some kind of critical mechanical failure in one of the jet's systems? Could it have been a moment of pilot error during a really demanding low-altitude maneuver? These things are incredibly complex. Or could environmental factors like a bird strike have played a role? And, as is so often the case in these kinds of complex accidents, was it actually a combination of factors all coming together at the worst possible moment?
Beyond just finding the immediate cause, the results of this investigation are going to have some really significant implications. A crash on a high-profile stage like this, it raises some tough questions. So what this inquiry reveals won't just explain a tragic loss of life. It could very well end up shaping the entire future of India's flagship fighter program and its ambitions to be a true global aerospace power. A lot is riding on the answers they find.